Richard Kroft was working as an investment manager at Triton Investments when he first became involved in a newly formed company called Controlled Environments. It was a relationship that would occupy the rest of Richard's active business life.
And he came across a couple of fellows working out of their garage. They were approached by a researcher to build a small cabinet with lights in it and a refrigeration system in which this researcher could grow plants. And that was really the beginning of my family's involvement, and really the beginning of the company. That was in early 1964. Today, Conviron is a company that is a niche company. We operate in a very small field and design and manufacture controlled environment systems for biotech and life science applications. So our customers include large life science companies that are doing seed research, universities all over the world, and government institutions such as Agriculture Canada, USDA, and the equipment that really ranges in size from a small refrigerator to a large walk-in room and greenhouses controls light temperature, humidity, CO2, and other environmental parameters to very precise degrees, so that researchers, primarily in the field of agriculture, can grow their crops, study their crops, and repeat their experiments with a great deal of precision. Right from the very beginning, Conviron, because it was operating in such a niche market, to rely entirely on the Canadian market would have been simply too small.
He recognized that he had to go globally in marketing his product. And they've done that. They are in over 80 countries in the world. But this is again through Richard's own vision, his early leadership, and his ability to amass great people around him.
First and foremost, it's about getting the best people and treating your people well. And that was a lesson that he taught me early on. In fact, I remember him telling me, don't think of it in terms of 100 employees. Think of it as being responsible for about 400 or 500 people, because they've got families, and every decision that we make as a company is going to affect them and their families. We are the largest company in the world in our field. And given that we're not a particularly large company, it tells you something about the size of that market. There are in fact places in the world where plant growth chambers are known as Convirons, which I think is a real tribute to what we've been able to accomplish, and specifically what my father was able to build. If there was a label for such a person, I would call him a prudent entrepreneur, but a very astute entrepreneur. He's a real thinker. He takes a lot of care in formulating an opinion. He's a real note taker.
His ability to articulate, his empathy, are all qualities I believe that make people want to listen to him and hear his message.
Through all of my dad's travel around the world and community work, family came first. If you ask me sort of what makes him tick, I think it's that sort of feeling of doing right by others and doing whatever you can to help make either your customer a better company or your fellow citizen a little better off. He's always felt a certain responsibility, and where he can step in and help someone out and make someone's life a little bit easier, he not only rises to the challenge, but I think he actually looks for those opportunities. So he's a great guy.
Richard has taken leadership roles in many community organizations, including the Winnipeg Jewish Foundation, the National Museum of Canada, the Business Council of Manitoba, and the Royal Winnipeg Ballet. He served in the Canadian Senate from 1998 to 2004. We are proud to welcome Richard Kroft to the Manitoba Manufacturers Hall of Fame.